I debated against that bill. I obviously voted against it when we bought the new car tags 2 years ago. But I stood on the Senate floor and I asked a dozen different questions, one of which was, are there any identifying markers on these car tags to where we could be tracked, where we could be noticed or notified? Or I mean, I asked the question a dozen different ways. No, there's no identifying. Now, that's just a lie. Mm-hmm. Not only is there the barcode, there's that hologram. Have you guys seen the hologram? Yes. And I still cannot get a straight answer from anyone at the state level what they use the hologram for, other than they say, well, it is to protect against theft, and reproduction. Wow. Now, I'm not sure if we've had this huge reproduction of car tags on the black market, but maybe we have. So anyway, I have authored that bill as well. I'm sure most of you have last summer heard about the debacle with the judge and the child rape case in McAllister. You remember that? Yep. I've authored a bill. Now my colleagues over in the Senate, they're going a different direction. I mean, over in the House, they're going a different direction on potential impeachment and that sort of thing. And that's fine. But I have decided to try and prevent something this horrible from ever happening again and letting a child rapist basically walk out scot-free. So my bill, the number is 1789. It provides for the modification and sentencing of child rapists and prevents them from being medically paroled. And that's what happened to David Earls. He got out of jail because he was sick. And we know what happened once he got out. But it's going to require that the offender is going to have to serve at least 50% of that sentence. We have this truth in sentencing here in the state of Oklahoma, but unfortunately, the judges have way too much discretion. Now, once they're sentenced, they have to serve 80% of that. But a judge can actually get rid of most of the sentence like he did with the David Earls case. So they're going to have to serve at least 50% of that sentence. We're going to increase that penalty for child rape up to a minimum of 25 years with no parole. If the victim is under 14 years of age, the offender must be charged with child rape. Now, this little girl that was raped in McAllister, I think she was like 7 or 8 years old. And the district attorney did not have a real good case. And so rather than going into court and trying to prove child rape, there were no DNA evidence or anything like that. He was charged with just regular rape, if there's such a thing. And the penalties are a lot less than they are for child rape, so we're going to tighten that up a little bit. And if convicted, the child rapist, the offender may not receive any parole for any reason, including medical reasons. So those are some of the pieces of legislation that I'm running, and I tell you folks, there are some great 10th Amendment states' rights bills coming out of the House. I will be offering the House bill with Representative Mike Ritz, Dr. Ritz, to opt out of Obamacare, just in case it passes. We've been asked time and time again, can we do that? You bet we can. Just like we opted out of Real ID. Listen, there is such a thing as unconstitutional laws. And I want to remind you that we have today what we have in this country, and right here in the state of Oklahoma, we have what we have because the status quo is rarely challenged. Right. Well, you're looking at a guy that is challenging the status quo every single day, just like this group is. And thank you for doing that. You want to make your state senator, or you want to make your state representative nervous? Call them up someday and ask them a specific question about a specific bill. That'll freak them out. They'll know you're watching. And if we do not stay in this mode of reclaiming our freedom, there's a good opportunity we can lose it in this generation.
Yeah.
Voltaire said that if we choose not to exercise our freedom. Those wishing to tyrannize will do so, and they will put shackles upon sleeping men. Well, I believe the people around the country, the people right here in the state of Oklahoma, have finally awakened. And it is a good thing, because I believe, ladies and gentlemen, we have an opportunity to reclaim our American birthright of freedom. And it's not free. Liberty has got to be protected. It has got to be secured each and every generation. Thomas Jefferson said that I would rather be exposed to the inconveniences of attending to too much liberty than to those attending too small a degree of it. You know what that says to me? He recognized that it's tough, it's difficult, it's messy, it's inconvenient to maintain our freedom. I would dare say it was probably inconvenient for a vast majority of you to be here tonight. American Idol, we could be watching that. But you're here. And there's only one reason that I know that you're here. It is because you love this country. And you love the founding principles that this nation has been blessed with throughout its inception. And here's the difference between you and the ones at home watching American Idol tonight. You're taking an active part in securing, once again, the freedom that has been passed down to us. And for that, I say thank you. God bless you for doing what you're doing. Don't let up. Now is not the time to say, okay, we got them scared. Dr. Coburn gave a very sobering talk in Claremore, Oklahoma this week, Monday or Tuesday, I forget what day it was. And he was asked point blank, what about Obamacare? What about the health care? And he said this, it looks like it's going to pass. It's going to pass. Well, can we repeal it when the Republicans get in control? He said, no. We can't. Because it doesn't take effect until 2014. Now, the taxes start ahead of time. But the law will take effect in 2014. By then, we're 3 or 4 years down the road. And history tells us that the American people have a real short memory. And he said, once it's passed, we'll probably never go back. Now, that scares me. It concerns me. Now, I'm not going to accept the fact that it's going to pass. I believe that if the 912ers, patriots that love liberty, those who are still willing to defend it, will stand up day after day after day after day and stay in the fight, I think we have an opportunity to restore those founding principles and once again secure freedom for my kids' generation. Are you willing to do it?
Yes.
I want to switch gears here just for a minute. Yes, sir. Question?
What do you think the chances are of that opt-out statute being passed in Oklahoma?
Well, the chances are going to be real good. You know, I think they're giving me one. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's a little bitty cups.
Okay. Excuse me as I take a drink. I think the okay. I think the chances of us passing an opt-out clause will be excellent. Now, here's the problem with it. And I've told many of you this before. I see recognize a lot of faces here, so you've heard me say this. There's only one way that Congress can get the states to do anything. It's to promise us money. Now, you promise money to a politician, and I'll tell you what, they'll go after it like a pig in a trough. And you start taking money away from a politician, it's kind of like trying to take drugs away from a drug addict. They'll fight you for it. They'll do everything they can do to make sure they get their fair share. So when we start talking about opting out and getting that free money from Congress, it'll be a battle. And even some of our Republicans will may not want to opt out because of the